Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another episode of The Chaos Theory. I'm your host Rahul, and we're diving into the 29th episode of our series, 50 Days of Chaos. So, we have been chatting about how leaders deal with the wild ride of chaos within organizations, from rolling with the punches to bouncing back from setbacks. We have been digging into all the tricks and tips for navigating the unpredictable. Today, we're going deeper into the chaos, exploring what it means to lead when things are up in the air. This episode is all about embracing the messiness and finding our way through the fog of uncertainty. We'll talk about how to handle the twists and turns, leaning on the wisdom of chaos theory to guide us through. From making peace with not having all the answers to building up our resilience, we are uncovering what it takes to lead when things get crazy. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's dive headfirst into chaos together. It's me, Rahul, your guide on this wild journey to the chaos theory. Alright, so in this section, we're diving into the fascinating world of chaos and complexity theory. Think of it like this. Imagine you're standing on the edge of a calm lake and you toss a pebble in. Seems simple, right? But suddenly, ripples start forming, dissecting and creating patterns that you couldn't predict from just one pebble. That's emergence. How small actions can lead to big, unpredictable results. Then there's non-linearity, where cause and effect aren't always straightforward, like it's how a tiny change in initial conditions can lead to drastically different outcomes, the famous butterfly effect. Let's talk about how leadership is evolving in our rapidly changing world. Traditional models used to focus on stability and control, but today things are different. With complexity and uncertainty on rise, leaders need to adapt. We are seeing a shift towards what's called adaptive strategy in leadership. It's about being flexible, responsive, and ready to pivot when needed. As one expert put in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with the world that no longer exists. Leaders now must embrace ambiguity, leading with humility and curiosity rather than rigid certainty. Alright, let's talk about how leaders can tackle uncertainty and chaos head on. First up, we've got scenario planning. It's like mapping out different possible futures so you're prepared no matter what comes your way. Then there is sense making, which is all about gathering information and making sense out of it for adjusting your course accordingly. As the saying goes, it's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most who is responsive to change. And finally, we have got fostering adaptability. It's about creating a culture where a team is ready and willing to roll with punches. Think of it like building a resilient ecosystem where everyone's ready to adapt and thrive in any situation. Let's dive into building resilient organizations. Picture this, you're leading a team through turbulent times and resilience is key. First off, you gotta foster a culture where experimentation is encouraged, where it's okay to take risks and try new things. Take Pixar, for instance. They embrace experimentation, allowing their teams to take creative risks and often lead to groundbreaking films. Next up, learning from failure is crucial. It's all about turning setbacks into opportunities for growth. Just look at how companies like Amazon and Microsoft have bounced back from failures to becoming industry leaders. And finally, promoting psychological safety is essential. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Even when things get tough, by nurturing these qualities, leaders can cultivate resilient teams and organizations that can weather any storm. Now, let's talk about leading through a change in complex systems. Picture this, you are at the helm of a ship navigating turbulent waters, steering your team through a sea of uncertainty. Leading transformational change is about inspiring a shared vision and rallying your team around a common purpose. Take Steve Jobs at Apple. He led the company through numerous transformations, reinventing the tech industry time and time. But change isn't always smooth sailing. There's often resistance along the way. Effective leaders know how to address this resistance head on, whether it's through communication, collaboration, or compromise. Think about how Nelson Mandela navigated resistance during South Africa's transition to democracy, uniting diverse groups to bring about lasting change. And finally, leaders can't go it alone. They need to leverage networks and coalitions to drive change on a broader scale. Just look at how climate activist Greta Thunberg has mobilized a global movement on building alliances like minded individuals and organizations. By mastering these skills, leaders can steer their organizations through even the stormiest seas of change. In the chaos of leadership, ethics are the compass guiding our actions. Transparency is crucial. It's about being open and honest with our teams, even when things are uncertain. Fairness ensures that everyone is treated with respect and equity, regardless of the chaos swirling around us. Accountability holds us accountable for our decisions and their consequences. As leaders, it's our responsibility to uphold these ethical principles, even in the most challenging times, because when chaos threatens to overwhelm us, our ethics are what keeps us grounded and guide us to the right path. Now let's move on to a case study. Mary Barra. Mary Barra, as the CEO of General Motors, faced immense challenges during her tenure, including product recalls, regulatory scrutiny, and shifting consumer preferences. However, she led the company through a period of transformation by prioritizing innovation and restructuring the organization to adapt to the rapidly changing automotive industry. Under her leadership, General Motors launched new electric vehicle initiatives and autonomous driving technologies, positioning the company for future success despite the chaos in automotive sector. Moving on to Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella took the realm of Microsoft during a time of significant upheaval in technology industry. Facing stiff competition from rivals like Google and Apple, Nadella implemented a strategic shift towards cloud computing and subscription-based services, revitalizing Microsoft's business model. His leadership style, characterized by empathy and growth mindset, fostered a culture of innovation and collaboration within the companies despite the complexities of tech landscape. Nadella's vision and strategic acumen have propelled Microsoft to new heights of success. Moving on to Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Ardern's leadership during crises such as Christchurch mosque shootings and COVID-19 pandemic has earned her international acclaim. Through her empathetic communication style and decision making, Ardern effectively managed chaos and uncertainty, prioritizing the well-being of her constituents above anything else. Her leadership exemplifies the importance of compassion, transparency, and resilience in times of crisis. Now, let's see a case study of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's leadership during South Africa's transition from apartheid to democracy is a prime example of navigating complexity and chaos. Despite enduring 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela emerged as a unifying figure, advocating for reconciliation and forgiveness. He recognized the need to address deep-rooted social divisions and worked tirelessly to promote national unity. Mandela's leadership was tested during the tumultuous period of political transition, as tensions between different radical and political factions threatened to derail the process. However, through his unwavering commitment to dialogue and negotiation, Mandela was able to navigate these challenges and guide South Africa towards a peaceful transition to democracy. Key lessons from Mandela's leadership include the importance of resilience in the face of adversity and the power of forgiveness and reconciliation in healing societal wounds, and the necessity of inclusive leadership that prioritizes the needs of all stakeholders. His legacy continues to inspire leaders around the world to confront chaos with courage and compassion. As we peer into the future of leadership, we are seeing a shift towards more decentralized and interconnected models. Picture this: instead of traditional hierarchical structures, we are seeing the rise of distributed leadership where decision making is dispersed throughout the organization. Tech companies like Spotify, where squads and tribes operate autonomously, driving innovation from the ground up. Moreover, networked organizations are becoming the norm, where collaboration extends beyond traditional boundaries. Think of how platforms like LinkedIn enable professionals to connect and collaborate across industries and continents, fostering a new era of collective intelligence. And Let's not forget the role of artificial intelligence. With advances in AI, leaders will need to navigate ethical considerations and harness the power of technology to augment human capabilities rather than replace them. In this brave new world, the leaders of tomorrow will those who can adapt to complexity, embrace interconnectedness, and leverage technology to empower their teams and drive organizational success. Here are some tools and exercises to help you apply what we've discussed to your leadership journey. First up, try conducting a scenario planning session with your teams to anticipate potential challenges and brainstorm solutions. Next, take some time for self reflection by journaling about your leadership strengths and areas for growth. And don't forget to foster a culture of experimentation by encouraging your team to learn new approaches and learn from both successes and failures. By incorporating these tools and exercises into your leadership practice, you will be better equipped to navigate complexity and chaos with confidence and resilience. As we wrap up our exploration of chaos in leadership, it's clear that navigating complexity is both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. We have learned that in chaotic environments, leaders must embrace uncertainty, adapt to change, and foster resilience with their teams. By cultivating a culture of transparency, fairness, and accountability, leaders can guide their organizations through turbulent times with integrity and purpose. In closing, remember that chaos is not a barrier of success, but rather a catalyst for innovation and transformation. As leaders, it's our responsibility to embrace chaos as the natural part of journey and to head with courage, compassion, and vision. So let's face the chaos head on, knowing that within its whirlwind lies the potential for greatness. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the chaos theory. May you continue to lead with wisdom and grace in all your endeavors. This is Rahul from Chaos Theory, signing off.